The clown sightings of 2016 felt like an internet joke. Until they weren't. It was late September, and I still remember the stories. Clowns spotted on roadsides and backyards, sometimes even chasing people with knives or bats. Most people said it was fake, a hoax, just some pranksters trying to go viral. But for me and my friends, it all felt distant, until it came way too close. We were just kids, 13, maybe 14, and like every weekend, we were at the neighborhood basketball court. Our spot, tucked behind a line of houses, surrounded by old trees and lit by one busted street lamp that flickered all night. It was quiet. Just us five, me, Marcus, Jordan, Eli, and Darius. We played a few games, laughed, talked trash, and then we chilled, just laying on the court, catching our breath. That's when Jordan froze. "What the hell is that?" he said. We all turned to look, and that's when we saw it. Standing at the edge of the tree line, not moving, was a clown. A full-on clown, bright costume, mask on, just standing there half in shadow watching us. At first we thought it was a joke. Eli even laughed. "Probably someone messing around," he said. But no one moved, not the clown, not us. Darius stood up slowly. "Nope," he said, "that's not anybody I know." Marcus tried to play it cool. "Hey," he shouted, "take that dumb mask off." Nothing. The clown didn't move, didn't even flinch, just slowly tilted its head, like it was studying us. That's when we decided to go. We tried not to run, just walked back toward the street like everything was fine. Jordan glanced back. "He's still watching," he whispered. I turned around. The clown was gone. We stopped, looked ready to go. No footsteps, no sound, just wind in the trees. "Let's just go home," Eli said, but Marcus, he had to act tough. "Y'all scared of a dude in a costume?" Then we heard it, a thud, behind the fence, on the court. We spun around, the clown was there, standing inside the court now, closer. Marcus dropped his phone. "How'd he get over the fence?" Jordan whispered. Then the clown moved, slowly. One step, then another, toward us. No sound, no voice, just walking. We ran, didn't stop until we reached Marcus's house. 3 blocks away, his mom called the cops. They found nothing. No footprints, no mask, no trace. We thought that was the end. Until the next weekend. This time it was just me, Darius, and Eli. We tried to shake it off, told ourselves it was nothing, some dumb prank. But when we got to the court, the backboard had been spray painted. One word. Watching, dripping like blood. We didn't even go past the gate. I called my older brother. We left before sunset. A week later, a house 2 blocks away was broken into. No one was hurt. The family wasn't home. But the police report mentioned one thing left behind, a red balloon tied to the kitchen faucet. I don't know if it was the same clown. I don't know if it was real. But ever since that night, we never went back to that court again. And now, even when I walk past during the day, I still feel like I'm being watched. It was a cool October night in Tempe, Arizona, the kind of night where the air felt electric with Halloween energy. My friends and I, Tyler, Jacob, Gabe, Marcus, and me, decided to hit up the Black Hollow, a haunted house that had been making waves on social media. It was said to be one of the most immersive and disturbing haunted attractions in the state. The reviews were wild. People talked about crying mid-walkthrough, actors getting way too close, and things that felt too real to be fake. Naturally, we were sold. We arrived just after 8 p.m. The haunted house was located on the edge of town, tucked behind a line of half-abandoned warehouses. The only light in the parking lot came from some dim floodlights and fog machines puffing out heavy clouds. An old rusted sign hung above the building with the words, "The Black Hollow," barely visible through the fog. It was sketchy, in a thrilling kind of way. Right at the entrance stood a tall, unmoving figure, pale, with hollow eyes and a tattered clown costume. He wasn't doing anything, just standing there. We laughed nervously as we walked past. The moment we entered, the door slammed shut behind us. That's when the atmosphere changed. The first room was pitch black, the kind of dark where you can't see your hand in front of your face. We fumbled forward, grabbing each other's shoulders in a single file line. A loud, sharp hiss burst from somewhere above us, and Gabe yelped, jumping into Jacob. We all laughed, but it was the kind of laugh you do to hide how on edge you actually are. As we moved through each section, things got more intense. One hallway had walls lined with mirrors, but only some of the reflections were real. One mirror showed someone standing behind Tyler, but when we turned around, no one was there. Another room was filled with mannequins wearing old-timey masks. One of them blinked. Jacob swore one of them grabbed his arm, but none of us saw it. The entire time we kept seeing one clown, the same one from the front door. At first, we thought there were multiple actors dressed the same, but the more we saw him, the more certain we were. It was always the same guy. Same height, same posture, and sick, unblinking stare. He didn't jump out. He didn't scream. He just stood, sometimes in corners, sometimes at the end of a hallway, watching us. That was the creepiest part. He never broke eye contact. Tyler tried to joke it off. Bros committed to the bit. But his voice cracked a little. Halfway through, Marcus wanted to leave. The claustrophobia, the noise, the constant feeling of being watched, it got to him. But once you're inside the black hollow, there's no exiting early. That was part of the thrill and the trap. Toward the end of the walkthrough, we entered a room designed to look like a child's bedroom. Toys scattered on the floor, an old radio playing lullabies in reverse, and a figure sitting in the corner, rocking slowly in a chair. The lights flickered, and when they came back on, the chair was empty. That's when the clown stepped into the doorway behind us, slowly, like he'd been following the whole time and finally decided to show us. He didn't say a word, just stood there, blocking the only way forward. We froze. Then suddenly, loud alarms blared, lights flashed, and a trapdoor behind us slid open. We bolted through it, panting, hearts racing. It dumped us out into the cool night air. Relief washed over us instantly. We all started laughing again. A little too loud, a little too hard. That laugh you do when you're glad something's over, but still rattled by it. Jacob even said, "Yo, 10 out of 10. That clown dude, creepy as hell." We grabbed food and headed back to my place. It was past midnight. The buzz had mostly worn off, and we were just chilling, replaying the best parts of the walkthrough, roasting each other for who got scared the worst. At around 2 a.m., Jacob stepped out to grab a drink from his car. He came back inside slowly. "There's someone standing across the street," he said, in a clown suit, just staring. We all rushed to the window. Under the yellow streetlight across the road stood the same clown. Same costume, same posture, same silent stare. We didn't know what to do. We stayed inside, lights off, trying to convince ourselves it was a prank. Maybe he followed someone else and just happened to be near us. But then he slowly tilted his head to one side, an unnatural, twitchy tilt. And he raised one hand, not to wave, but to point at us. And then he turned, walked down the street, disappeared. We thought that was it. We even tried to laugh it off again, until the next morning. Tyler's windshield had something tucked under the wiper. It was a photo, a printout, us, walking through the black hollow. But it wasn't one of the staged photos they take inside. This one was different, grainy, taken from behind a prop or a wall, from the shadows. None of us remember seeing a camera. None of us have ever gone back to that haunted house. And now, every October, I catch myself checking windows more often, watching the street at night. Because somewhere out there, the clown still knows who we are. And worst of all, he knows where we live.